At the Mela. Dharmadev was preparing to go on a long journey with a group of his friends. They were going to the holy Mela, or fair, at Hariha, the place where many rivers meet. As he was packing his things, Ghanshyam asked his father to take him along. But Dharmadev refused. It was too long a journey for a small boy to make. Ghanshyam pleaded and pestered, but his father was adamant. After his father left, Ghanshyam continued to think about the Mela. He longed to go there. That night, after his mother had put him to bed, he lay awake, thinking about the Mela, wondering how he could get there. Then he got an idea. He created 2 bodies for himself, and while one remained in the bed, the other got up, went outside, and with the power of his mind, he called on the holy giant eagle, Garuda. The majestic bird immediately flew down to the house and bowed his head before the little boy. Ghanshyam clambered onto the back of the huge bird and ordered him to take him to the Mela at Hariha. Running and flapping his wings, the bird took off and climbed higher and higher into the skies, with Ghanshyam clinging to its feathers. The wind was gently blowing through the boy's head, and as he looked down, he could see the whole earth laid out below like a map. Ghanshyam laughed with joy. After some time, the sun began to rise, and they could see Hariha below them. The giant Garuda circled and began to descend. Then, using his huge wings like a parachute, he gently landed near the town. Ghanshyam clambered down from the bird and set off in search of his father. Dharmadev and his friends were down at the place where the rivers meet, getting ready to take their bath. Suddenly, he heard a small, familiar voice call out, "Father!" Looking up in surprise, he saw Ghanshyam running toward him. "My son!" he exclaimed. "How did you get here?" Then Ghanshyam explained about Garuda. At first his father didn't want to believe him, but then he remembered the words of Muni Markandeya at Ghanshyam's naming ceremony. He had told him that his son was God himself. Then he realized it must be true what his son had told him. He hugged his little boy tightly and told him to get ready for the holy bath in the river. Ghanshyam was the first to enter the water, followed by his father. Raising his hands above his head, Dharmadev dipped down under the water. As he did so, he could see his son, also under the water. But it was his son no more. It was God himself, with 4 arms outstretched, smiling at him. Coming back to the surface, he looked at Ghanshyam. He was the same little boy as before. After the bath, Dharmadev took his son around the town, and Ghanshyam was filled with joy to see the crowds of people, the horses and elephants, and the colorful stalls selling delicious snacks. They had a wonderful time together. Then, in the evening, Ghanshyam disappeared, just as mysteriously as he had appeared. Back at home, life was going on as before, and Bhakti Mata was waiting with Ghanshyam for the return of her husband. After several days, he returned. Excitedly, Ghanshyam greeted him. Bhakti-mata asked him, "And what have you brought from Hariha for our son?" Dharmadev laughed. "Why should I bring him anything?" he asked. "He was there with me at the Mela." Bhakti-mata raised her eyebrows in surprise. How can that be?" she asked. "He was here with me all the time." Ghanshyam and his father looked at each other and laughed. Then, sitting Bhakti-mata on the veranda, they told her the whole story.